welcome to the Innermost Ramblings of Fiona, a podcast. I'm Fiona, surprise, surprise, and this is a space where I've decided to release some of the things that come from my innermost parts, my ramblings, as a podcast. It's been born from this space of discovering that I really like being able to voice memo, that a lot of the time I don't know my experience until I can talk about it. And then as I speak, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of truth in that. Wow, that was really pivotal for me. Wow. And yeah, I want to share that with the world. There's multiple reasons that I've started this podcast, and yeah, that's one of them. The connection piece that voice memos allows me to have with other people on a personal level, and now I'm wanting to release that at another level as a podcast, and also attending 12 steps and just the sharing of experience, strength and hope as people share unedited has been really helpful for me, because I just learn so much from listening to people talk about their experience. I can identify myself in that experience and learn from them. And again, other podcasts that do the same thing, where I just listen to someone's experience and I'm like, wow, I am taking so much away from someone else sharing honestly where they're at and how they experience the world, what their truth is. Maybe it's not my truth, but I can then work out what my truth is. So welcome to this podcast as I ramble, and I hope that it is a place that you can find yourself in, even if not in my experiences, but start to work out your own truth. Thank you for joining me. May you enjoy. From my heart to yours. Hey, welcome to another session of me rambling. I just wanted to acknowledge before we jump into the podcast that I have a bit of a backlog of things I've recorded, of thoughts that have come through. I'm just noticing like this resistance to sharing. Like I'm like, oh, I can't share that. I want to speak about it, but there's still shame or like apprehension around how things might land in the big wide world. Not today's so much, but I think there's okay to have this time lag, but I do feel this urgency to be like, oh, I've got to do this and it's got to be in order, and all these rules that I've cooked up for myself. So I recorded these thoughts on the 12th of January, and it's now the 27th of January. And it's really nice to listen back and be like, wow, that cracking open is continuing, little by little, crack by crack. I'm owning myself more. I'm coming home to myself more, and that feels good. And I'm grateful for each little step, each little crack. Makes me think of a quote like, the cracks are where the lights get in, or where the light gets in. Like, yeah, that's the coming home, the place of coming home. So I will leave you there to go back to the thoughts that I recorded on the 12th of January, and I hope you can find something of your own story, your own journey in my ramblings today. Enjoy. I'd like to read a quote from a book I picked up from a friend's table. Feel yourself. Right now, are you opening and breathing the love that flows at the heart of all beings, feeling their suffering and their joy? Are you actively opening, breathing, and receiving the moment's force of love into your body and heart, as if you were taking your lover deep inside, offering them your most vulnerable yearning of feminine devotion and untamed gifts of your energy? If you are offering your heart's deepest yearning, then you attract and inspire a partner's deepest presence right now. If your heart's surrender is cautious and your body's flow of energy is minimal, then you will, in this moment, attract and inspire a partner whose presence is easily distracted and whose heart is uncalled to feel you deeply. How do you open now? How do you open now? Start by breathing deeply, filling your belly pregnant with breath force while you inhale, then exhaling and releasing all hold of tension. Breathe deeply in and out through every part of your body. Breathe in and out of your feet so your toes wiggle, and you continue breathing open every part of your body. Your legs come alive, your vagina softens and moistens, your belly grows round and full with pleasure, your heart opens and fills, your arms and hands and fingers unfold as sprouts of your heart. Your throat softens, your neck elongates, your face and lips and eyes and head all relax open. Breathe fully and relax your entire body open, from head to toe. Then, as you breathe, feel outward from your heart. If you have a lover, breathe them in, their shape, their joy, their suffering, in and out of your heart. If you have children, then breathe them in, and all your friends in and out of your heart. Open your heart to feel your community and eventually the entire world, breathing all. People, animals, plants, ocean, forest, even the night's darkness, in and out of your heart. Allow your heart to open and feel all, breathing all. Feel alive as all, breathing as the yearning that opens at all hearts. Soften your body so your heart can actively breathe the openness of this moment. This moment exists as openness. Feel the actual aliveness of this moment, living within you, living as you, living all around you. This moment is alive as love, as openness. As if you were soaking in an ocean of love, relax, open your throat, heart, belly, and genitals to receive love's saturation. Lovingly melt your heart and body open as the fullness of this moment. With practice, you learn to breathe and feel the love alive as the universe and yearning at the heart of all beings. You learn to melt open and receive every moment's love fullness into your whole body. In response, your natural gesture is to offer yourself open as love, as a lover gives herself to her beloved. It is as if spirit were making love with you, and you were offering all of yourself open to spirit. Right now, are you receiving this moment's divine ravishment down to your love-splayed toes? Are you offering your body as a sacred gift, surrendering your deep heart fully to be claimed by love's earthly embodiment? To attract a partner of heart depth and inspire their fullness, you must be offering yours. I feel like it's written towards women, like from a man's perspective towards a woman. But I feel like it's much more than just lovers. I feel like it's friendship, like soul crew. Am I open to receive love from my friends, from the people around me? Or am I so closed off? Like, yeah. Yesterday I had an experience that has left me feeling a little baffled, actually. I've started tasting more openness in my body, which has opened me up to become more aware of this great ache, this great desire, this great need to live in my body as a human, to experience the physical, and the needs that come with that. And yeah, physical touch has been a big one, and my body has been craving it lately. And it took me most of the day yesterday, being present with friends, to ask for a hug, to ask, hey, my back wants physical holding from behind, and to soften into that. And oh my goodness, to just feel held in places that my body has been craving, like aching for. I don't have words. I don't actually have understanding of what's shifted in me, but we talked about, as I was being held, we talked about my heart opening, and I'm like, it's my pelvic bowl, my womb that's shut, that's held off, that's tight. And I guess I haven't been aware of my heart space, but I felt something shifting in there. Today I feel very almost numb, and yet different. It's coming away from last night. It's almost overstimulation, like coming away from yesterday's experience. It's like, how do I leave that and stay open? Like, there's definitely a part of me that's like, I need to close off again because this need is too much. But what happens if I can't ask for too much? Like, what happens if the need is present because it can be met? That if I put myself in situations, I can trust that there are people that can meet those needs, even and especially when my programming says that one, it's not okay, or two, it's not possible. They're just needs that are always going to ache. But like I said, I cannot articulate, I almost cannot comprehend the difference I feel and the hope that my body does know what she needs, and is not just like, I have all these rules as such around what I'm allowed to ask for. And unrelated to that conversation, my friend said, when you get to it, you'll know, it just comes naturally. And it did, it felt so natural. And I feel like so much of my programming comes from my mind, from a programmed, this is what you do in this situation because it's the right thing to do. And yet my body, she knows. And this openness is something that I crave. I think it's kind of one of those chicken and egg things. Like, I need to feel safe, but I don't feel safe because I'm not being held. But to allow myself to be held, I have to feel safe. And there needs to be some break in that feedback loop. And yeah, I feel like yesterday was that. It's the beginning of that. The taste of your heart is good, your needs are good, your body craving this is good. Which just, yeah, it opens up a lot of things around so many topics and things in my life that I've repressed. Repressed to get love, but is that true love? Is that, like, if I'm shut down, then I really can't receive the thing that I'm craving the most. That feels like a really big awareness, a really big shift. Yeah. Well, there you have it. Another episode of the innermost ramblings of Fiona. Thanks for coming along for the ride and listening to things that are dear to me, close to my heart, sometimes uncomfortable to share. I hope there's been something that you could identify and take away, or that you just got to know me a little better. If you would like to find me, I am on Instagram at @IAM_embodied expression, or I am Fiona __, or you can email me, or you can download the Anchor app and voice memo me, which is kind of exciting. Yeah, and I'll leave it there. May you have a good evening, morning, day, from my heart to yours. Ashe.